relations using functions. In our objectives, number 1, you're going to recall the concepts of relations and functions. Number 2, define and explain functional relationship as a mathematical model of situation. And the last one, you're going to represent real-life situations using functions including piecewise function. To understand further the different terms used in our topic, let's try to define some of them. We have relation, which is very common for us, and of course, function. So what is relation? Relation is any set of ordered pairs. Kaiba yung relationship na meron kayo at iba yung relationship na meron sa mathematics. But, meron sila ng similarity. Now, furthermore, kung sinabi natin ordered pairs, in your previous grade, it talks about the x and y. Or I should say, the pair, ordered pair x and y. We have here the domain and the range. That's another term for x and y. For example, we have the set of numbers. We have set of 1, 2, 2 and 3, and 4 and 5. That's an example of a relation. There is no relation if we have only one element. No? So, for us to define a relation, there should be a two element. We have the domain, like here in your example, we have 1 and the range is 2. That's one set. No? So, 1, 2, 2, 3, and 4, 5. So, lang tinatawag na set of elements. Now, for a function, it is a relation or rule of correspondence between two elements like domain and range, such that each element in the domain corresponds to exactly one single element in the range. Let's see the example. We have set A, we have a set of alphabet letters from A to B, and set B, we have numbers from 1 to 4. So, as you observe here, the element in A is paired exactly with one element in B. A and 1, B and 2, C and 3, and D and 4. I should say, okay, to write this one in a set form, this is a set of A and 1. So A here becomes our domain, and 1 becomes our range. So we have A1, B2, C3, and B4. Okay? Now, which of the following are function? Now, let's have a set of ordered pairs. We have set A, set B, set C, and set D. Now, let's identify each set is identified or classified as a function. Pag hindi naman siya function, ang tawag doon ay mere relation. Kung sa Bisaya pa, atik-atik lang ang relasyon. That is mere relation. What's the spelling of that? Mere relation is spelled as this one. Mere relation. Ibig sabihin, parang relasyon pero hindi totoo. It's a fake relation. That's a mere relation. That's a term used for general mathematics. Now, going back here, for set A, we have a set of 1, 2 ordered pair, 2, 3, and 4, 5. Now, based on our definition kanina, is set A a function or not? Okay, that is, of course, function. Why is that? Because each domain has what? Exactly paired single element in its range. So yeah. 1, kaisa na po siya gi-pair kan 2. No? Si 2, kaisa na gi-pair kan 3. Si 4 naman, kaisa na to be pair, and 5. So that's why it is classified as a function. How about letter B? Let's try to observe. We have 3 and 3, 4 and 4, 5, 5, 6 and 6. Tanong mo ngayon, meron bang domain dyan na pabalik-balik na mini-pair sa iba? Domain, I'm asking for the domain. Meron bang domain na pabalik-balik na pini-pair natin sa isang range? Wala. So, that is, this is classified as function. How about letter C? Is set C classified as a function? Yes. Or not? Hindi. Why? It's because, meron bang domain dyan na pabalik-balik na may sulat natin? Meron. Ito yun. Si domain ay pinair na kay 1, pinair pa kay negative 1. So, hindi po yun. That is not good relationship. No? Hindi siya magandang relasyon. Because we define relation as paired from a single domain to a single range. So this is not a function. How about set B? Could we classify set B a function? This is what? Check natin. Si A. Ayan, si A. Ulit-ulit na pinair din. Si A, pinair ka B. Hindi naman ito, B. So, hindi po pwede yan. Dapat, yung domain natin, isa lang ang kanyang pares. No? Isa lang ang kanyang relasyon. Yan pala, hindi na pala matatawag na relasyon or may relation lang tawag sa kanya kung marami ka na palang karelasyon. No? Now, meron po bang iba? Wala na. So, si A lang ang nakabreak sa record sa kanina set. Sa set C naman, si 0. So, tingnan natin, this is na function. How about this illustration? About graph. Kanina, napag-usapan natin about the set of ordered pairs. Now, how about the graph? How are you going to identify if a graph is a function or not? In your copy, you can look at your copy. Yes, kailangan natin anong tawag doon? Vertical line test. So from the word itself, vertical, kailangan lang tayong underline na vertical. Maglinya, vertically. No? Like for example, letter A. So you have this graph. What kind of graph is this? Linear graph. Kasi yung graph naman niya ay straight line. No? Now, the color red here represents for the vertical line. You know? Ginawa ko lang broken line para mas madaling makita. No? As you look at here, if I'm going to test it vertically, in vertical line, so yung graph natin na ito pasalan, nai-hit lang only 1 point. Okay? Dito pa sa kabila, vertical line test pa rin tayo, yung graph may hit pa rin with a single point. Ibig sabihin, this graph illustrates what? Function graph. Function ito. It's because ang na-hit lang ng vertical line test natin is only a single point, a single ordered pair. Kasi naman sa graph natin, yung point ko dyan, diba meron yung ordered pair? So like for example, this is 1, 2. Isa lang na-hit niya. Wala na iba. Okay? Next, for letter B naman, look at the figure. Ilang point na hit ang vertical line test natin? Dalawa. Maybe say this is not a function. Kapag isa lang ang point na mahit ng vertical line test natin. For us, papasa siya sa Now, for your answer sheet, delegate it, and then open it on, open your module on page 8, or module 1, and read carefully the instructions. So the instruction says there that for what's new, we said that for a relation to become a function, the value of the domain must correspond to a single value of the range. Let's read some of the conversation and determine if they can be classified as a function or not. So we need to say, we have 3 scenarios here. We're going to read each and understand if these scenarios could be classified as function or not function. Remember, what we're going to answer, function or not function. Let me help you. Let's start the first one. Let me answer also the first one. Okay? Now, scenario 1 is read, June and May are in a long time relationship until June realized that he wants to marry May. If you're going to understand this first scenario, is this classified as function or not? What do you think? Of course, yes, this is classified as function. Explain why. Bakit matatawag natin siya na function? Why did we classify scenario as a function? It's because walang ibang gustong ma-partner si June kundi si May. Kasi sa pinakahuli ng statement natin dito, si June wants to marry May. So wala namang ibang tao na nandito, sila lang dalawa. So may to say, si June lang ang para kay May. Okay? So that's why we classify this scenario as a function. Okay, now, for much more, let me show an example for independent practice 1. So dito, kung mauna magsagot, then the rest, kayo nang bahalang mag-continue ng sagot. May mga hint na nakalagay dyan sa pilit ng inyong module. Just follow it. If you have questions, you can chat in our group chat para malaman din na. Huwag nyo na akong i-PM because kung i-PM nyo ako, tayo lang dalawa magkakaalaman ng tinatanong mo. So mas maganda po if you're going to chat me in our group chat. Now, for independent practice, the problem is a person is earning 750 pesos per day. Take note, 750 pesos per day to do a certain job. Express the total salary S as a function of a number N of days that a person works. Now, how do we express this one in this kind of function? By the way, class, this is read as S of N. S of N. Or S is a function of N. S of N. Now, how do we write this one? Para malaman natin ang sweldo niya. Sa isang buwan, sa isang week. So, how do we know kung 750 pesos a day? Ilan? So, remember, ang kailangan natin yung S represents for a function of a number N of days. N here stands for the number of days. So, remember, mayroon siyang earning na 750 pesos per day. So, if we're going to write it here as an equation, so magiging 750 times N. N is a number of days, no? Kung halimbawa, sample, mayroon siyang nag-work siya ng 2 araw at mayroon siyang 750 pesos bawat araw. Magkano ang sweldo niya? So that will be 750 times 2 and that will be 1,500 pesos. Nagets? Now, for our independent practice 2, let me also discuss one of it. No? Diagram ng independent practice niya, we have 2. And yung pangalawa nito, kayo na ang sasagot. No? And then yung independent assessment din, kayo na yung balance sasagot. So this will be just a bonus for you, bonus points. Tingnan natin kung mayroon ba kayo may sasagot sa mga independent assessment. Alam ko naman, na andun yan sa alikod ng inyong mga module. So, for our independent practice 2, we have a problem. A tricycle ride costs 10 pesos for the first 2 kilometers. And each additional kilometers adds 8 pesos to the fare, sa pamasahe. So, kaning first statement, kagayon about sa pamasahe, muang fare. So, sa first 2 kilometers, ang initial nga itong bayaran is tagpila to 10 pesos. Kung sobra na ana, magduwag na tao 8 pesos sa kada kilometro. Now, the question or the problem asks you to use a piecewise function to represent the tricycle fare in terms of the distance d in kilometers. Now, in your answer sheet, that is given na itong C of D, this is C of D, or it as function of D, equals set of if 10, if D, black man yan sa inyo, so that should be D is less than 3. Ibig sabihin yan, 10 pesos lang ang babayaran mo if the distance is less than 3. Ano ba yung less than 3? 2.5. So kung 2.5, hindi pa man yan kasali sa, ano yan? Next 1 kilometer. Diba? Additional 1 kilometer. So hindi pa rin ba? Hindi ka pa mag-a-add ngayon ng 8 pesos. Okay? Pagtungtong na ngayon ng 3 kilometers. So if you say, pag ang distance natin is less than 3, 10 pesos ang babayaran. But in our second, here in piecewise function, second, we have quantity of 10 plus 8d. Bakit naman? So kapag sobra na ang distansya mo ng 3 or pupunta tayo ng 3 kilometers or the d is equal and greater than to 3 kilometers, mag-a-add tayo ng 8 pesos bawat kilometro. No? Or D stands for kilometers per siya. So magiging 10 pesos na initial na babayaran mo plus 8 times kung ilang kilometro ang tinakbo ng sasakyan. So, this will be your final answer. Pwede na yan. Kasi yung sasagutan natin is yung blanco lang na nandun. Sana nakuha yung how to answer the independent practice and as well as the independent assessment. For additional activity, let me answer the first problem for you to guide the next or number 2 problem. So, you need to find the answer in each problem for you to have big points because this is your making your performance. Okay? Now, the problem is contaminated water is subjected to a cleaning process. The concentration of pollutants is initially 5 mg. That is mg, milligrams per liter of water. Now, if the cleaning process can reduce the pollutant by 10% each hour, define a function that can represent the concentration of pollutants in the water in terms of the number of hours that the cleaning process has taken place. So, mahirap maintindihan kung babasahin mo lahat agad-agad. So, kailangan natin isa-isahin muna. So, by sentence tayo. Contaminated water is subjected to a cleaning process. Ibig sabihin ang first sentence natin. Ibig sabihin, meron tayong maduming tubig, so kailangan natin i-water treatment. Baka inumin nyo eh. So, kailangan i-treat natin, i-clean natin. Now, yung contaminated water, mayroon siyang 5 milligrams na tubig per liter of water. Kung kubalong, sa kadaghanon, no? So, basta kay na ay 5 milligrams per liter of water ang contamination niya. Sa 5 milligrams sa kada litro, ang iyang kahugawon. So, hugaw siya. Now, para makliningan ako siya, magdasalan siya o hugaw by 10% kada oras. Now, maghahanap tayo ng formula ngayon or a model, mathematical model, para to represent the problem, not solve it. Okay? Represent lang na. Okay? But if you'd like to solve it, mas maganda. No? I will give additional points for that for you to solve the problem. Okay? Now, let's represent some represent some words or letter, no, for our problem. Let's see equals let's see equals concentration of the pollutants, because that is the problem talks about, and then A will be the number of points. This will be my suggested answer, no? This will be a subjected for your research, no? Mag-research din kayo if my answer is correct also. I will not tell you if this is correct. Baka may kulang kayo. Now, for my suggested answer, we have C of T, or the function of T, or the concentration of pollutants times the number of hours will be equal to the 5. Saan kukuha ng 5? Dito sa initial na concentration. Minus 0.10. Paano ako nagkaroon ng 0.10, sir? Saan ka nang galing yan? That is 10%. You're going to convert 10% into decimal. So how do we convert that one? 10%. Bumukulang ng decimal power. Going to the left. So, pag whole number kasi nandito yung may sabihin decimal natin. Whole number. So, how many places? Wow. Kasi percent represents hundreds place. So, this is tenths, hundreds. Yung magiging 0.10. Sir, bakit nagdagdag ka ng 0 dyan? Automatically, pag-a-apply ng 0 dyan, balance na the itself. Kasi pag, pwede naman din, 0.10 lang, okay naman din siya. For us to appreciate more or the math as an art, so lalagyan natin ng 0. Okay? So, this will be my suggested answer. And I will give you now the second problem. Okay, so you have any questions? Let's set some schedule for our online Q&A para mas maliwanagan natin yung iba pang mga katanungan na nasa isip. We'll see you in our